Could you talk about, I'm looking at your shirt, Chasing Change, Liam's Life, Walk,
Yeah.
Run, and you're doing open mats, you're doing, all these different, events, right? Yeah, unfortunately, 2016, right?
Yeah.
Your son, when you want to say what happened that day?
Yeah. I'd been out fairly late the day before, and then I've been teaching in the morning, and I was gonna take Liam with a couple of our guys from the fight team. We were gonna go to this event, and he's gonna hang with us, and it's just
Afternoon.
on a Saturday, and we're gonna go down to the south to Manhattan Beach Fair, and I was gonna take a quick nap, and I woke up from hearing police and ambulance, the sirens, and I asked Michelle right away. I was like, "Where's Liam?" And she said, "Oh, my sister went to grab food with him." So she had him in a stroller. Her sister at the time was 15, and she then got nervous. She called the sister. Sister didn't pick up the phone, so she decided to go look for them. And while I'm waiting for them, I just had this eerie feeling the whole time. And then I hear someone shout, and it was our neighbor. And she's standing at the bottom by the stairs, and she's like, your son." And I ran out, and I saw the police cars, the ambulances further down the street, and I just left everything. I left the dogs. I just ran down there, and the first thing I saw was his stroller in two pieces, and then his little green frog that has become the logo of what we do. His stuffed animal that he had with him and that I slept with every night, and it's 2 dates, the 3rd of September when it happened, but then we went to the hospital. We thought he was going to make it. We thought he was going to survive because they told us on the way over there, he's got a pulse, he's breathing on his own. And while we were in there, they're telling us about the injuries. He's got broken ribs and his spleen's been damaged.
How old was he at the time?
15 months. So as a fighter, you hear these injuries and like, okay, he's going to be okay from that. Like that will heal, right? And then at one point they just all of a sudden switched. They were going to go do something, and then said, no, we're going to take him in for a CAT scan. And we got called into a different room, and they said, we don't think it's there. We think they're so. And that's when I learned. We all know that you die when your heart stops, but you can actually be declared brain dead.
Brain dead.
Which is not the same thing as being in a coma. But it takes 2 doctors to do that. So first you go through a bunch of tests, then you have to wait for 12 hours, then 2 doctors have to be present to declare someone brain dead. And those 12 hours, those 24 hours until he finally was then declared dead, it's something I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. And having to walk away from what you've been programmed to protect, and to go through the work that's needed in order to be able to we donated his organs, and to go through all that, like that's honestly, it's it's I don't think there is a worse pain for a human, right? And to find your way back, just like you, everything is in life is easier when you stepped into a cage, right? When you fought against someone who's trained to fight you, but those fights don't compare. This was by far the hardest fight. Physical pain isn't real pain. Mental pain is the worst of pains. And to find your way back from that, and then to say, this is I've learned so much. I've learned about grief. I've learned about mental health, depression, which is part of the work, right? Anxiety, things I've never experienced before. I've never had issues with mental health. I could always, when someone told me, I can sympathize, but I couldn't relate to it. From one day to the next, and having to experience it all, by far the hardest fight I've ever fought, and it's a pain that doesn't go away. Usually if you have physical pain, with time it heals, right? And this is a pain that will always be there. And then to decide that